Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day to start things off. I come bearing bad news. Bitcoin fell by almost 2% in an hour on the 13th of February as markets face rejection after reaching higher levels above 10,500 US dollars. Data from Coin360 and Cointelegraph Market showed Bitcoin to the US dollar dropping suddenly by over $300 on, it says Friday, today's Thursday, hitting daily lows of 10,150 US dollars. A bounce had secured support slightly higher by press time, but volatility was conspicuous as Bitcoin failed to crack 10,500 resistance in the second time in a week. There's a little chart right there. So apparently the news is Bitcoin was, I think, slightly above or hit 10,500 or was just scratching the surface of it. They say it was rejected and a little dip right there and the price started going down. It says Friday's losses coincided with the news, Thursday's losses coincided with the news that the U.S. Treasury would seek to enact new regulations governing cryptocurrencies. Here's the actual article right here. It says the U.S. Treasury Department Financial's Crime Enforcement Network, or FinCEN, is preparing to unveil new regulations around cryptocurrencies. This was said by Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin. Speaking during a hearing before the Senate Financial Committee, Mnuchin said FinCEN, the nation's financial crimes watchdog, is preparing to roll out some significant new requirements around cryptocurrencies, though he did not provide any further detail because they never do. Mnuchin's explanation came in response to Senator Maggie Hassan, who was asking, how will the Treasury's proposed budget increase in monitoring suspicious cryptocurrency transactions and prosecuting terrorists and other criminal organizations financing illicit activities with cryptocurrency? FinCEN and the Treasury Department more broadly are spending a lot of time on this, Mnuchin said, and was working with some of the U.S. regulators on the issue. He did not name the specific regulators. I assume it's the SEC and CFTC, and the Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Asset Control have all been active in the crypto space. He said we want to make sure that technology moves forward, but on the other hand, we want to make sure that cryptocurrencies aren't used for the equivalent of old Swiss secret number bank accounts. Working backwards, for those of you who don't know, this is exactly what cryptocurrencies are going to be used for and what they're kind of being used for now. This is why we keep seeing a huge influx, or at least we did last year, the news that we kept on having over and over, all the very rich people who were buying up cryptocurrencies through the over-the-counter market, so it wasn't affecting the direct cryptocurrency markets. They're buying it because in the future, it is widely believed, if we have private transactions in a lot of the main cryptocurrency blockchains, what have you, people will, in essence, be able to do... I mean, you kind of get where I'm going with that, but it's widely believed in the next 10 to 15 years, this is exactly what a lot of the cryptocurrencies will be used for. The news that we have right now, at least at the time of me making this video, is that the cryptocurrency market is down, or Bitcoin was rejected at 10,500 because of this announcement from FinCEN. They don't really correlate. I think this news came out hours, multiple hours before the price drop actually happened. I assume it has more to do with whales trying to push people out of the market so that they can accumulate more. We've had negative news within the cryptocurrency space many other times, and it usually has not affected the prices of cryptocurrencies, especially not a drop this dramatic, which we also saw about 3-4 days ago. And then we were back up exactly where we were about 8 hours later. Anyway, there was also some news floating around, and not that I can't vouch for it. I don't know the authenticity of it. It was talking about, I remember a couple of months ago, we had information that for the 2019 taxes, if you are from the US or live in the US, would ask you if you had purchased cryptocurrencies. I saw something on a website yesterday. This is why I said I don't know the specifics of this. They were saying that apparently on tax documents for 2019, they're going to ask you how much crypto you bought, when you bought it, how much it was when you bought it, did you buy it with cash, did you buy it with credit, and have like a complete rundown of everything you did. I don't know how that's going to work out. I will look into my crystal ball right now and probably tell you this entire thing, this entire watchdog, SEC, CFTC rules, regulations within the US is going to be a cluster. You know the next word. I think, especially the other news that I don't have in here as well. There was, I think, 1 or 2 countries who had announced not their support for Monero, but that they were looking into using cryptocurrencies. I forgot exactly what the news was, but it came down to the fact that these are countries who are under sanctions from the US, and the US was going to sanction them even more because they were planning on mining or using cryptocurrencies. In the future, you won't be able to touch these countries. You can't tell other countries. I mean, it kind of is what it is, but a lot of the stuff keeps coming from the top down, where I believe people who held control for a very long time won't be able to hold control for, I mean, in the next 20 years, I see a dramatic shift happening or will have happened. Yeah, because they keep putting cryptocurrency users in the same exact box as terrorist organizations, criminals, and all this other stuff. And they're going to try and use that as the main idea as to why you can't transfer more than 500 in crypto per day, or why you can't do this because what were the actual crime statistics? I saw something somewhere. It said, I think out of all the crimes, air quotes, crimes that are happening with cryptocurrencies, I think it's like 0.02% of all the crypto transactions that are happening around the world. So the fact that you would need to step on everyone else's neck for the maybe 500 to 1,000 people around the world who are doing something terrible. Like I said, other countries who have figured out the no taxation on crypto, or the open mining, you can do whatever you want with crypto, or they're just simply not going to hamper the innovation or the entire industry. I think these countries will be doing incredibly well in the future, and we'll see. I give it by before Saturday. We'll see if Bitcoin's price has recovered from this oh so dramatic drop right here. Next up, the National Bank of Egypt, or the NBE, is now Ripple's newest client. The bank plans to use the company's cross-border payment technology to boost the flow of remittances in the country, according to a press release. The agreement makes the National Bank of Egypt, which is the country's largest state-owned bank, the first in the country to join RippleNet and use blockchain technology. At a signing ceremony, Hisham Okasha, chairman of the NBE, said that the partnership supports the bank's long-term goal of building a thriving remittance business in the Gulf region. The bank is also touting blockchain's ability to limit errors in financial operations and allow users to immediately know the real balance of given transactions. It says somewhere around here, there was no indication as to if they're going to be using XRP. I think the main takeaway is that Ripple, a company that's around 5 years old, has the National Bank of Egypt using their technology. Take it how you will. They keep scoring these major partnerships, especially in this region of the world. I think they've partnered with a lot of the banks in the UAE, now the Bank of Egypt, all of India, etc., etc. It's great news. No specific XRP news, if you will. But, right. Let's move on. CoinBase, the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the United States, is getting back into the business of lending money to traders. Joining a growing roster of venues providing leverage to help users juice investment returns with a weird sentence, the San Francisco-based exchange said on Wednesday in a blog post its new margin trading feature provides leverage up to 3 times or 3x for individual investors in 23 U.S. states. The leverage is also available to institutional traders in 44 states and 9 countries. What? My gosh, the world is so stupid. Like, why are there so many restrictions on everything? The 3x leverage matches Coinbase's previous margin trading from 2017. Coinbase, led by CEO Brian Armstrong, briefly offered margin trading at the time, but suspended the service later in the year. Executives have been signaling since early 2019 that they were considering receiving or reviving the effort. Assumption. This has to do with the fact that Binance is in the news thrice a day, constantly releasing a 50x leverage, 20x, 100x leverage for all these different coins. So I guess Coinbase, having gotten rid of that in 2018, 2019, they want to make money. Yeah, so if you are looking to margin trade on Coinbase, there you go for 3x leverage. Woo. Next up, The in-house cryptocurrency of blockchain project Tezos is testing all-time highs as a wave of enthusiasm, which began in January, continues. Data from Coin360 and Cointelegraph Market shows that Tezos' token hit $3.24 on February the 12th, a 25% increase in the past 24 hours alone, and over 54% in the past week as well. Year to date, investors have seen returns of 150%, making Tezos the hot bet among altcoins, which have broadly followed Bitcoin to see a hugely successful first quarter of 2020. That's kind of the news. Tezos is doing extremely well. It wasn't, what was the other one? Maybe it was Tezos that I'm thinking of. There was some other, is Tezos the proof of stake coin? I'm pretty sure Tezos is the proof of stake coin. That means I'm thinking of Tezos. There are a couple of coins that are doing exceptionally well, and Tezos just happens to be one of them. I think it's Tezos, Ethereum. There was some other, not random, but one that we don't hear about every other day or every single day. It was also up there as well. I assume Tezos has had a bit of a pullback because of what has been going on in the market the last couple of hours. It's going to, not financial advice, and I also don't own any Tezos, but it's going to be fascinating to see if Tezos ends up being the XRP or the Ethereum of 2020. Like, it started out 90 cents, and by the end of the year, if we see like $130 Tezos, well, then bragging rights to all the people who are holding Tezos. But I mean, a lot of the stuff, a lot of the movement that we see going up could just be, dare I say, hype. Maybe it'll exhaust itself. But as of right now, Tezos is, I think Tezos is the highest performing coin this year so far. Absolutely insane. Let's move on. Next up, Coinbase Custody, cryptocurrency exchanges Coinbase's custody subsidiary, gotcha, is adding support for blockchain protocol Polkadot's DOT tokens. The custodial service and Polkadot's managing partner, the Web3 Foundation, are partnering up to allow investors who have been allocated the DOT token to claim them directly with their Coinbase custody accounts, per a Web3 Foundation announcement. The claiming process has been already launched along with the release of a dedicated website that provides information on alternative methods for DOT holders to claim their tokens. Polkadot first conducted a token sale in 2017, issuing 5 million DOTs in the form of SAFs, simple arrangement for future tokens, which gives investors the right to the tokens once the protocol goes live. I remember hearing about Polkadot in 2018. Unless you've heard about it in some weird part of the internet, Polkadot is never really spoken about. I guess the point being, if you have Polkadot or know someone who does and you've been looking for a place to custody it, bam, Coinbase has your back because they are offering Polkadot's DOT token for their custody. It's interesting to see, this is from my vantage point, Binance and Coinbase in the news every single day, kind of trying to like outdo each other as far as like who can do more and who's going to allow more things on their platform. I think they'll both do fine. There were people arguing in the comment section a couple of days ago talking about that they think that only Binance is going to make it or only Coinbase is going to make it. I mean, to be fair, we have more than one car company on the planet. We have more than one housing organization thing on the planet. So I assume Binance and Coinbase will be around for a very long time. Ooh, also makes me think of how rich they're going to be in a couple of years. Like, imagine how rich the that Brian guy is from Coinbase and also Changpeng Zhao. Like, imagine like 10, 15 years if all the crypto prices explode. Oh, they're going to be so rich. That's disgusting. Anyway, let's move on. And to kind of finish things off, Italy's securities regulator has shut down 6 foreign exchange websites and 2 crypto investing and derivative trading sites. According to finance magnates on the 10th of February report, I'm going to butcher this, the Commissione Nazionale per le Società e la Borsa, CONSOB, has accused these 8 FX sites of violating the MiFID II and the Consolidated Law on Finance for providing illegal trading products and services, aiming to protect investors. The Italian authorities have set out to establish cryptocurrency regulation domestically. A 2016 ministerial resolution implemented a European Court of Justice decision. It stipulates that any transaction involving the exchange of crypto assets against fiat would not be taxable. Oh, that's nice. But profits and losses on these transactions should be taxed. It stipulates that any transaction involving the exchange of crypto assets against fiat would not be taxable. So if you cash out, that's not taxable. But profits and losses on these transactions should be... The Italian Senate Committee on Corporate Affairs has also busied itself with legislation. It aims to create a guideline for the regulation of all financial and IT-related firms to regulate their financial transactions via electronic means. Not going to read that. So this is kind of... It's not news that's everywhere news, but anytime that any country is like, hey, you 45 websites are now completely banned here, it kind of raises flags. I am going to assumption and say that this is probably happening. Here's the actual article that is being quoted. I assume that this is happening simply because they want, just going out on a limb, they want to maintain control of things happening within their country. These are probably cryptocurrency exchanges and or FX platforms that did not go to CONSOB and was like, hey, we're just going to launch it ourselves. So anyone that does launch within Italy, I assume, that's gone through CONSOB, what a fun word to say, is probably completely okay. Anyway, just in case you were wondering, if you're in Italy, why the cryptocurrency exchanges you were trying to use aren't there anymore, now you know. Yeah. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Chongololo, Tsongololo, Nostromo, Mr. Pickles, John Sarson, the Animal Reader, A Bibliophobia, Barebones Mining, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Mohamed Maroni, Master Ventures in Thailand, Brady Neal, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Crypto Joe, Bankroll Network, Adobo, May Louise, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Nicholas Renault, One Piece, One Love, Damien, Setsuna, Nick Kanaya, Richie, Richard III, Vlad, the Impaler, Crypto Biz Shipmate, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Garner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller, Hitch Test Every Day, and Cal Skips Leg Day, Yes to Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, Arthmetic 17, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger, Macho Nisa, and On Crypto with Lionel. Thank you all very, very much for your support. And thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel. Sorry for... this video was obviously a lot shorter than my other videos. I am at the end of my cold. You may notice I am not coughing and or clearing my throat, but it's still kind of there. So I just wanted to make sure that I got the news out. Everyone knows what's happening in the cryptocurrency space and no one is shocked and or appalled as to why Bitcoin's price has dropped down. That is definitely going to do it for this video. I'm going to go lay down and relax, not even going to the second channel, and I'm taking a break from all my businesses for a while. I realized I've been doing too much. That's crazy, right? Yeah, I guess working like 16 hours a day probably isn't the healthiest thing in the entire world. So I need to scale back dramatically. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. A lot of the coins right now are in the red. Ether is still up. XRP is still up by 7.5%. Litecoin is still slightly up. We'll see where this takes us by the end of the day. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.